I'm talking about a much needed subject and a much needed topic. My name is Monica. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back. And basically, how to handle when people throw shade. Being in the shade feels wonderful when it's 100 degrees. Being in the shade is relief when you're sweating, dripping wet, and the sun is beating down on you, on your beautiful skin. Some people get sunburn, and the shade is, oh, I'm thankful for the shade. But I cannot lie, I have not arrived. I'm talking about a different type of shade today. I have not arrived to the point where I can turn the other cheek if somebody slaps me. Pray for me. I'm not there yet. But depending on what is at stake, I believe I will be able to do it. Depending on the cost or what the reward would be, sometimes you have to keep your mouth shut. Sometimes you have to, as hard as it may be, when you're not the hit dog that's doing the hollering and you're the one that can laugh, when it's not that type of situation, when you are hit, when you have a trigger has been hit, when you done, honey, no. What do in that moment? See, it's easy to talk. It's easy to say what's right and what's wrong and how a person shoulda, coulda, woulda. But in the moments when you're feeling the adrenaline, when you have those flames coming out of your ears and somebody cussed you out or offended you or done something to you or to someone you love, and you're heated in the moment, how do you handle that? It's so hard, isn't it? It's so hard. Every single day, every single week, I'm sure we all have something, at least once a week, that causes us to get heated. Whether it's you just clean your house and then people just don't feel like they kind of disrespectful and don't act like they appreciate and you making a mess. Whether it is somebody on the job think you they slave and you just need to do what you need to do. They just gon' all kind road rage. Somebody cut you. Let me tell you, the other week somebody thought that I cut him off. I had to, every time I go past that area now, I keep looking at the lanes. It was a curve. We were going around a curve and the lines were clearly drawn. I was in my lane. So for this man to blow his horn while I'm turning in my lane, and every time I go there, I look at what was he thinking, because I was clearly in my lane. He was so upset that he sped up to the light, and the people that were next to him in the next car started telling me, she cut me off. I could hear it all the way from my vehicle. She cut me off. And as if he was waiting when the light changed for me to catch up with him so he could say some choice words to me. And you know what I did? I changed lanes. No, I don't know what you on. Clearly you on something. And if I'm wrong and I didn't see it, so every time I go back, I look to see, was I wrong? Because, I can admit when I'm wrong. But you not the boss. I said, no, he's some wrong right there. Sometimes some people are a train wreck waiting to happen, and they do not need your help. How do you handle those people? You let them have that wreck that they want to have. They headed into a crash. They don't need your help. You just let them crash and burn if that's what they want to do. You trying to save people that is ready to crash and burn, you're going to be hurt in the process. So you let them crash and burn if that's what they choose to do, and stay out of their way. So when you are at a place, maybe you need to find another place. And so some people are finding places, but we need people in the church house. We do. It's the pastor preached a sermon, and I'm moving on, but it's so important that we try to resolve first within ourselves. Before we can handle resolving things with other people, we have to resolve it with ourselves. And sometimes you have to just step back. This is not the time. This is not the time or the place. So I'm going to keep myself together, move on until I can get to the point where I can talk about it, or sometimes it's just not even up for discussion. It is what it is. It happened. I don't think I'm wrong. Or pray. So God has led me with all this. I just got to on the Saturday fuel part. My teeth look a little yellow. With all this said, what time is it? Oh, I have 2 more minutes. I'm going to do my next video about my couches and wrap it up for today. With all this said, it is so hard. It is so hard to not go off. I was listening to Dorinda Clark Cole, Miss Dorinda Clark. She has a beautiful clothing line, but I was tickled because she was singing a song in one video, and she was saying how it's hard not to slap the people in the church. People, and it should not be that way, but some of the hardest people to get along with are some church folk, because they looking at your actions, what has happened in your life, and they pass judgment on you as if they are the judge, and they can tell you whether you're saved or you're not. That's how some of them act. Oh, they're not saved. Look at them. They're not saved. She wouldn't be wearing that. She wouldn't be doing that. She wouldn't be acting like that. Something wrong with her. She all right? Did she? Oh, no, we don't do that like around here. That's inappropriate. That's just how it is. And it's so sad because the pastor preached a beautiful sermon and said if the church would accept and love people the way they are, then more people would be. We're losing the young people because people can't accept certain things, certain behaviors, certain ways they dress. You know, a person can say so much to you by just the way they look at you, just the way they greet you. You know, you can feel that before a person opens their mouth. So I just think that we need to pray, but resolve things within ourselves as much as we can before we do things that we will regret. Sometimes we just have to step back. Honey, y'all not ready for me? Y'all not ready? Oh, no, I better stay home. But I don't feel that way. But if it happened again, you know, I'm not really concerned with my name being on a particular church roll, because I am a child of God. No matter what church I belong to, no matter what denomination, no matter if a person put me out, cuss me out, tell me I'm wrong, I'm still a child of God, and so are you. So just trying to pray about your triggers, your things in your life that when people do things, they're your trigger points, and those places that when people go there, it sends you, because that's what's happening to a lot of people. And I think that's the reason why there's so much violence. People are being offended, they're being insulted, mistreated, abused, and there is some mental illness. There's a lot of mental illness, but there are other things that are happening, and people need the Lord. People need the Lord. People need